Alright guys, it's the second series of the night, going to be ForGG versus Action, who many people affectionately call Mafia Zerg, because, well, he looks like he's in the Mafia. He's stout, he looks like a bookie, he's like, I'm gonna break his thumbs. He probably had a couple of guys with the black hats and Tommy guns walk up to ForGG before the game backstage. He's practicing, and these guys walk up and say, "You're going to take a fall, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yes, sir." So we're going to see ForGG take a fall, most likely, so he doesn't get his entire family whacked. And I'm kind of in that kind of mood, whacking mood. Wow, that sounded wrong. But I've been watching a lot of Sopranos. I bought the entire series of Sopranos, so I've been rocking through that on my vacation. As I said, I only had one work day this week. Been on vacation for the rest to watch Sopranos and play Mass Effect 2, which I will be writing a blog post about in a few days on Team Liquid, about playing female characters in games. Except up at the 2 o'clock position in yellow is ForGG, the defending seed. So that means down at the 8 o'clock position in whatever is Action Zerg. Amp it up, Action Zerg. Yes, that was from a stupid show that I used to watch. Did I used to watch that? I've seen it on TV, but when I first loaded up the action thing here, I all I could remember was Action Man and Amp It Up. Amp it up, Action Man. So I'm going to be making stupid Action Zerg jokes throughout this commentary. I'm sorry. I'm being extra annoying today, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm in a good mood. So Action is going to scout up at the 10 o'clock position. And like I said, ForGG is the defending seed, well known for his timing attacks. He did excellent timiming attacks in the last OSL, a particularly memorable one against Effort, where he... Was it in the last OSL? I think it was. Either that or the Ever OSL. I'm getting them mixed up now because I've done so many of them. But he's just such an expert at his timing attacks. He has a nice Mech timing attack that I'd never even seen before he used it on Effort, which is to rush with Mech as quickly as he can. It didn't look like it was going to work, but there was a very small threshold there, and he broke it, and he made his way down to Effort's base and just destroyed his natural with Mech alone, siege tanks alone, and it was very difficult to do. Not sure how he pulled that off, but he is great at those timing attacks. 12 hatchery coming up for Action Zerg! So throwing down that hatchery, and he's going out to scout with his other drone. And I don't have a lot of action experience because I haven't casted an action game. Because he's the Mafia Zerg and I don't want to get tied up in that. Oh man. Watching too much Sopranos. Just watched one character get whacked. I'm into season 4 now. I've seen a couple of the seasons before, but now I'm going through the entire series and it's awesome. Love that show. But okay, Action Zerg coming down to scout at the 5 o'clock position, seeing there's nothing there, and I was going to pull back. I see the base coming down. I think that's a 14cc. Yeah, it is a 14cc coming up for ForGG. I've been seeing this build a lot lately. A lot of greedy Terran players. So let's see if Action can punish this at all. Spawning pool. Action spawning pool coming up for Action Man. Action Zerg, sorry. So ForGG, let's see what he decides to do. If it's another horrible timing attack. I have no doubt that he's going to do some kind of a timing attack. It's what he's best at, so he's got to go with his strengths. Being scouted finally by Action. Okay, Action getting in there. Throwing down the 3rd hatchery. So I think he was waiting until he saw the 2nd base from ForGG, knowing that the 14cc is up, going for the 3 hatchery build. And this is what Zero used earlier, and you saw how that worked. But okay, getting that 2nd base up and running already, so Action going to compete economically at least until he can take the corners. I'm wondering if he's going to do the same thing that Zero decided to do on this map earlier, take those corners. Oh man, that's got to be an embarrassing photo for the Mafia. He will not want to show that to his Don. Maybe he is the Don, and he can get away with that, I'm not sure. Now a few more Zerglings out for Action, and he's going to try to put on some pressure at the front as ForGG building that bunker there and getting out the scout. So he's going to be able to go for anything if he keeps the scouting information away. Gotta love ForGG. I see the one factory coming up for ForGG inside of his main, so he's already going straight for the factory, which could mean he's going into 2 Port Wraith or something equally ridiculous. Factory coming out, or maybe going for the quick Science Vessel build to deal with the 3-hatch Mutalisk. That is no doubt coming his way. And ForGG is not even scouted the base yet, but he's looking for that creep. He notices there's nothing there, and now he's going to go down and finally scout what Action is up to. Let's see if Action can keep that scout away. He knows that scout is up there because he saw it with the Overlord, to see if he can intercept the SCV with his Zerglings. I think he did intercept that SCV, at least keeping it from running in. And a lot more Zerglings coming out for Action as well. Quite a bit of Zerglings, so he might try a run-by later. There's a hefty amount of Zerglings keeping them away from that scout, so the SCV does not see it. And the SCV can get nicely surrounds the SCV, so ForGG going to be completely in the dark. He didn't see anything that Action has, so Action could be going for anything, and ForGG would not know about it. So here comes a lot of Zerglings up for Action. Action, Zergling run by. 3 factories up for ForGG. He has 1 Vulture out. What the hell is ForGG doing? But he's going to have to fight back 2 million Zerglings with a single Vulture. Doing his best to use his SCVs as a wall, but he wasn't able to repair that bunker at all, so got to keep the Vulture alive. That 1 Vulture goes down. That's horrible for ForGG. He's got to use his Vultures so effectively right now to fight back this Zergling attack. Kills most of the Zerglings, but reinforcement Zerglings on the way for Action. This is ridiculous. I'm not sure what ForGG was doing, going for heavy mech opening. Didn't even get out a single unit before his 3rd factory was coming up, but he's building another factory, doing his best to still transition into this build. He does have 2 Vultures out now. If he can keep them alive, I think he'll be okay. Vultures work very, very well against Zerglings. As long as they don't get taken down like this, Action's still getting surround on those. Coming up with drones as well. What the hell is Action doing? It could be going for BM hatcheries or something, or maybe just a rally point mistake. Most likely a rally point mistake from Action. Yeah, he's running back with those drones. Oh, the drones got lost, just wandered out into the fray. He just rally pointed everything to that position. But let's see if he can get the surround on these Goliaths. If ForGG can get about 4 or 5 Goliaths out, he'll be able to fend off any Mutalisks that fly in, but he's got to repair these Goliaths. The Goliaths aren't like Medic Marines. They won't self-heal, so he's got to repair them with those SCVs if he wants to fight back the Mutalisks that are going to be incoming. Second base being destroyed right now by Action, but ForGG, it looks like he's going to be able to hold this off. He took quite a bit of damage, quite a few SCV kills, but I think he'll be able to pick his economy back up. He already has his mech going from a lot of factories, so he'll be able to pump plenty of Goliaths to hold this off, hold back the Mutalisks anyway, and he is finally repairing those Goliaths, so he is mindful of his troops now. Okay, here come the Mutalisks popping from these 3 hatcheries. This is going to be a scary amount of Mutalisks, but I think he'll be able to handle it with these Goliaths, as long as he stays at home, gets that Terran booster upgrade. It looks like he's pushing out, just trying to get those Zerglings away from his base. He's moving out into the middle of the map right now. Let's see if he can intercept these Mutas coming up the map. No, he does not intercept the Mutas. Muta's going straight up right now for Action. So Action's going to be able to get some economic harassment while those Goliaths are out in the field. ForGG is kind of relying on his reinforcement Goliaths that are coming out of the factory right now, to clean this up. Inside of his base, Action killing as many SCVs as he can. He's already killed so many SCVs in this game. If he kills a lot more, he's just going to cripple the economy of ForGG. ForGG not going to be able to support all of his factories at once. Okay, ForGG trying to push the front. Sunken colonies coming up for Action. There's nothing at home for Action, but he does have his sunken colonies there. It's ForGG trying to get by, being surrounded by drones. Oh, Mafia Zerg. So okay, 2 Goliaths made it into the main, and they're going to be able to do a significant amount of damage if Action does not clean that up with his Mutalisks. Still no Mutalisks in there to clean this up. Okay, here comes some backup Mutas and some Zerglings to get rid of that Goliath. So he gets rid of that threat. He's sniped quite a few SCVs inside this main too. GG from ForGG. Wasn't able to support his factories that he put up, so many factories, and he didn't have any turrets out, obviously. So I think he gave up the fight a little bit too early, but still, yeah, that was a little bit ridiculous. Oh, man. Gonna break his thumbs. Moving on to set 2.